my name is Ashley Stewart, and this is my sister. What's your name?
I'm Amy Stewart.
And what grade are you in, Amy?
I'm in 7th.
And how old are you?
I am 12.
You're 12. Alright, well today Amy is going to tell us about one of her favorite books. What is your book?
It is called Divergent.
And who's it written by?
It is written by Veronica Roth.
Alright, so it looks pretty cool from the cover, doesn't it? Alright, so I'm going to ask you a couple questions about your book, and I want you to tell me what the answer is and what you like about the book, okay?
Okay.
So my first question is, who are the main characters in Divergent?
I would say there would probably be at least, well, the main characters would be Four and Trish, and some of the like supporting characters, that would be more like Christina, Edward, and Al, Will, and
No, you don't remember? It's alright, there's a lot of characters.
yeah, but there is a lot of supporting characters.
So what separates the main characters from the supporting characters to you?
Because the supporting characters, they help the main characters in the book, and the main characters are the ones that are mostly talking throughout the story.
Okay, so whose point of view would you say the story is told from?
Trisha's point of view.
Trisha's point of view?
Because it's all in her words.
Okay, so do you know what that's called? Like, is that told in first person or third person?
Oh, it's called first person.
First person, yeah, you're right. So what is the setting of Divergent?
The setting is in Chicago.
In Chicago, really?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a certain part of Chicago, or is it just kind of like the whole city?
It's the whole city.
And is it a modern day city, or is it, what kind of city is it?
It's from today's time.
So it's Divergent is set in today's time?
Yes.
Okay. So you said that you think that Trish is one of the main characters and that the story is told from her point of view.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the main conflict that Trish is faced with in the story?
She is faced with family problems, and she's facing a lot of problems. Like, she doesn't think she might be good enough for Doubtless, and how she thinks she might not make it, and through the testing and everything. But Four helps her out through all of it.
Okay, so what is Doubtless?
Doubtless is, well, there's 5 fractions, and Doubtless is one of them, and she picked to be in that one. And what happened was, once she picked, they had to jump off a train to get into Doubtless headquarters. So it's mostly about bravery and not to be afraid.
So do you think she ends up being pretty brave?
Yeah, she ends up being very brave, because she, like, near the end of the book, her mom got shot, and she was afraid of that, but she kept on going on and pushing forward because she knew she had to help her dad and her brother and Four.
So do you think that because she knew that she had to be strong because she needed to help her family, do you think that gave her the motivation to be brave?
Yeah, and I think that she got even, like, she had fear because her best friend Will from Doubtless was under that mind control simulation, and she had to shoot him, so that gave her a lot of motivation that she could not stop going.
So she had to shoot her best friend.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds hard. So is there a certain part of the book that's your favorite?
I would have to say my favorite part is it always makes me laugh, the conflict between Four and Trish, because they fight over little things, and it's really funny.
Is there a lot of conflict between the two of them?
Yeah, but there's a lot of like, they start to find out that they start to like each other, so it just adds on to it and it makes it funnier.
Oh yeah, I bet. So you made this wonderful poster for us, and I was wondering if you could tell me about each of the pictures you used and why you picked to use it.
Okay, I picked just most of them. This one right here would be at the beginning of the story. This lady right here, this is Tori. She is part of the Doubtless, and she's giving Trish a fraction test or a simulation test to find out what fraction she would belong to. And then she finds out that she's Divergent, like her older brother.
Okay.
And her older brother got killed because they found out he was Divergent.
Okay. And so tell me about the rest of the pictures here.
Let's see here. The next thing would be her physical training, and they call it the pit, and that's where they have to start training and everything. So she starts to train. Then this is when she starts to go to her first fight. What happens is Ford gives her advice. That's what he's doing. Then the next would be the gun, because it's part of her training for weapons. What happens is she just needs to learn how to use a gun, and that's part of her physical. Then mentally, that's when the knife throwing comes in. That's another part of her test. And
how is knife throwing a mental test?
Well, what happens is she's in front of the board and they're throwing knives at her, so it's part of her being mentally focused on not being afraid.
Oh, wow.
Then right here, they're playing Capture the Flag, and that's when they start to climb the Ferris wheel and everything. And that is after she starts to use the gun and find out how to shoot it and everything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and let's see here. After Capture the Flag, I just put down a few sayings, like when she is ziplining back to Doubtless headquarters, she is thinking about a few sayings, and at the end of the book, these are when these sayings come in.
All right, so what does that one say?
Fear doesn't shut you down, it wakes you up. 4 says this to Trish because she starts to get a little bit scared, and he just says that to her to make her feel better about herself and to know that she will be okay.
Does it work?
Yes, it does.
All right, and then what's this one say?
I have a theory that selflessness and bravery aren't all that different. Trish thinks that because she originally came from the Arabian headquarters, and what happens is they are all selfless. They can't think of themselves. They can only think of others and helping. And she thinks bravery is the same as that, because in bravery you're helping others as well.
So what does that quote mean to you?
What it means to me is that just because you might not want to be noticed as much doesn't mean that you're not brave.
So my last question for you, Amy, is this your favorite book?
Yeah, I would say it's my favorite.
So if it's so awesome, why should this book be everyone else's favorite book?
Because I think if you like action and adventure and all that kind of stuff, I would say this book would relate to Matched or let's see here, even the Hunger Games. They're sort of the same but sort of different, but they have different characteristics and everything. But I would say if you like Divergent, you should read this too.
Right. And then just for my class, I just want everyone to know, Amy, how many days did it take you to read this book?
It took me 2 days.
2 days, people. Right before she turned 12. Well, thank you, Amy. Can I keep this and take it to class?
Yeah.
Turn it off.